Obviously, a big upset this weekend in South Bend. I mean, a lot of different ways you can spin it. You expect an angry Notre Dame team or a Notre Dame team that's maybe filled with some doubt now?
We're going to err on the side of thinking they're going to be an angry football team. Anytime you are top 5 in the country and lose the home opener, that's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. I know Coach Freeman will have those guys fired up and ready to play. So we're fully anticipating in getting their best shot.
Ryan, do you see this as sort of an early prove-it game, obviously for 2024, but your career as a head coach?
Yeah, I definitely think there is an element of proving it or earning respect. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that this game was circled on my calendar. So we're excited. We're glad that we had a bye week to get some guys healthy, to get some extra prep in, and we had a really good practice on Sunday. I'm anticipating having a really good week of practice this week, and we'll line it up and go compete on Saturday.
What were the one or two biggest things you think you were able to accomplish during your bye week?
Just you get back to like basics on fundamentals, technique. Still did a lot of good on good just to maintain speed of the game, but you also get a jump on early downs. We'll introduce third downs a little bit earlier than we usually do. We'll introduce red area a little bit earlier than we usually do. You get a chance to get your legs back fresh, coming off of fall camp in that first game. Just you're continually improving. That's got to be the goal throughout the course of the year.
Speaking of health, obviously no Nyland Green, no C.J. Smith on the depth chart. You said you were hopeful they'd be ready to go this week. Are they for sure out, or is it kind of cautionary at this point?
Yeah, I wouldn't anticipate them being out there this week. They're close. They're really close. You watch them. I got to not watch them work out in rehab because it's making me more excited and wanting them to be out there. But they are doing a great job just attacking every day. Trying to get back healthy. They're chomping at the bit to get out there, and our training staff, along with our strength and conditioning program, they've collabed very well to put them in a position to get back as early as possible.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago now, I guess, but 7 different guys getting in the end zone. Not Mockbee, not Hudson, Drew Bibber, some of these guys who are going to score a lot of touchdowns this year. Is this kind of more indicative of how much depth you have as far as receiving weapons, backfield weapons?
I do think, obviously, a week ago we probably played more guys than you would anticipate playing in a normal game. So I think the numbers are a little bit skewed that way. But the guys that got in early that scored. The good thing about our offense is, the ball can find anybody. Just it depends on what the defense is presenting and how they're reacting post-snap. And, Hudson does a great job of spreading the ball around and not forcing the issue and taking what the defense gives them.
Graham said you made a concerted effort to make sure Jamal got the ball early, and clearly the first 2 were screens to him.
Yeah.
How valuable is it just to get him in the flow of a game when he hasn't played in 2 years?
Yeah, that's exactly why we did it. It's just, they're playing off, just to spit it out to them, let them take that first contact, let them get the juices flowing a little bit. Get his first reception, and then let's go tempo and do it again. I just think it allowed him to sort of settle into it, get the cobwebs out of there, and get used to taking a blow.
What is, I guess, your appreciation of the history here? You're talking about kind of just the gravity of Notre Dame, but also, I guess, the rivalry that exists here. And when you took this job, you knew you were coming into a extended period where that was going to be an annual thing.
Yeah, I'm a football fan. You know what I mean? You talk about Notre Dame. Obviously my dad played at Colorado in the late '80s, early '90s. So Notre Dame was like their arch nemesis in the national championship game. So I remember like the Rocket Ishmael days and all the great players that have come through there. And so to be able to host a ranked Notre Dame team at home in Ross-Ade in front of the best and loyal fans out there. Like it's a special moment. I'm excited for it. I know our guys are excited for it. So I mean, it'll be fun to go out there and compete.
Did you have specific memories of Notre Dame, maybe that you related to you, or?
I remember, Rocket took a punt return back, and there was a phantom holding call, which let Colorado win the game. That's probably the most pivotal play I remember.
What's the biggest difference you're seeing right now in Antonio Stevens between how he was maybe a year ago at this time and what he's doing right now?
I think he's a lot more confident with what he's doing. I think the Michigan game sort of validated his belief in what he's capable of doing. And then, us as a staff, entrusting him to be the starter in that position, and that's an important position in our defense and our scheme. And so I just think he's more comfortable, more confident with what we're asking him to do. I've been really impressed with his leadership and his willingness to hold other people accountable. He's a guy that's been around here for a long time and has overcome a lot of adversity and has been resilient. And I think guys in the locker room respect that. He works at it. Like, he is diligent in his craft. He respects his preparation. I think that's why he's playing with confidence right now.
Ask a more general question. As the Big Ten has expanded now coast to coast, and now you've got this West Coast footprint, has it changed at all the approach in recruiting, or at least in terms of how much you're looking out there? Or has it changed at all the response you're getting out there? Not
really. Like, it's still time on task. Like, we're still 3 time zones away from West Coast. It's the long travel day. It's not worth it, really, if I'm being honest, to go all the way out there when you got a bunch of talent within a 2.5 to 3 hour driving radius. It's awesome that you get to see different venues and play against different storied programs. But there would have to be like a prior relationship or a guy reaching out to say he's interested for us to travel that far and skip over a bunch of talented guys that are right in your backyard.
When you recruited Tanona, did you think there was any possibility he'd be on the field for you right away, or did you take him as a year 2, year 3 guy?
I mean, I didn't really know what to think. You watch his high school tape and you're like, yeah, you see why he was rated as high as he was and why he was recruited as hard as he was. And so, when we decided to take him, I think the thing that I was most excited about was his excitement, like his willingness and desire to be a Purdue Boilermaker and to play football again. His excitement and passion for that led me to believe it would be a quick turnaround. And then just the way he went to work when he got here and changed his body and kind of got back into the swing of things from a technique standpoint. His mindset and attitude is that's why it's not surprising that he's been able to give us some quality minutes right now.
You and Marcus have had a relatively similar career arc. Do you feel any sort of kinship with him? Do you know him, or do you feel any sort of parallel with him, the way his career's gone and your career's gone?
You're talking about Coach Freeman?
Marcus Freeman.
Yeah, you went Joey Tanona and said Marcus. I thought you were talking about Marcus Johnson. No, you're good.
My
you're
fault.
Good. The thing that is unique about this profession is, like, everybody's career path is different, and there's no blueprint for success, right? I think the thing that I've sort of admired from afar is just the quick rise, the consistent success and consistent play on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, I'm a defensive guy, so you study a little bit. You pay attention to people that are also playing good defense, and he's definitely done that. I was happy as heck for him when Notre Dame decided to hire him as the head coach when Coach Kelly went to LSU. I thought that was a bold and deserving response to that departure. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for him. Can't wait to go compete against him.
The Notre Dame secondary came into the year with a lot of hype, and they mostly backed it up these first 2 games. Just what makes them so good from what you've seen on tape?
They obviously they've got some experience on the back end. They're athletic. They play some man coverage, and they understand where their help is and where they can get beat. So I just think that experience, and also the 2 teams that they've played, they haven't stressed them a whole lot either. But you can tell it's a group that's played a lot together and is well versed with what they're doing schematically.
How'd you spend your Saturday, Ryan?
Watching a lot of ball. Saw a soccer game also with my 8-year-old, and then went home and watched a lot of football.
Ryan, I think I know the answer, but I'm just going to ask for confirmation. Corey Stewart and Cam Brown will play on Saturday?
Yes.